All right, guys. I'm kind of going out on a limb by announcing this on this channel. I know there's going to be some haters and some people that are going to probably come at me for doing this, and that's fine. Negativity. I'm pretty good at handling the online strife that exists. But we're going to be launching a podcast, and you're probably asking yourself, why on God's green earth do we need another podcast in the world? And I'll tell you why. But first, I want to show you what podcast we are launching. We're going to be launching this. Anywhere you go in the world of sprint car, dirt track racing, every podcast that exists out there, any racing podcast, it's by people that are trying to become experts. They are former mechanics, former drivers, former crew chiefs, former TV announcers, former people that have been plugged in and are very technical in how they present racing. But what about the average fan? The fan from the stands. I am a fan from the stands. I have almost zero technical knowledge about sprint car racing, dirt track racing. I don't know how to build motors. I do not know how to change tires on a race car. I do not know how to strap into a race car. I do not know any of that. But I do know I love racing, and especially dirt track racing. I'm a massive F1 fan. You guys have seen my collection. I'm also a sprint car fan. Unfortunately, in this day and age, sprint car collecting is few and far between. I'm a huge Rico Abreu fan. And if you saw the recent unboxing video, Dirt Cup happened, and I was able to get my first 1/18 scale sprint car. This is Tanner Holmes' sprint car. Did very well at Dirt Cup this year. Very nice kid. Had him sign the sprint car. Stacey took pictures while he did it. But I was happy to get it. Excited to put it in the collection. But I want to talk about racing. But I want it to be from a fan who doesn't know shit perspective, because there is a lot more of us than there is the people that are going to understand what the compression ratio of a piston cylinder is for a 410 sprint car. I don't care. I want to talk about what us fans want to talk about. I want to talk to the people that are behind the scenes, the photographers, the track officials, the people that put on these huge racing shows that get zero play from the public because they're not the stars, they're not the drivers. Drivers are the stars. So this podcast is going to be geared towards that. We're not going to be looking to become an expert. We're not looking to become the number one most technically rated podcast in sprint car and dirt track racing history and all of that. The other thing that this podcast will never do is take money from anybody and base an opinion on somebody paying us dollars to give that opinion. Won't do it. I think people appreciate when you can be real, when you can give your opinion unadulterated by sponsorship. I think too many people chase brand deals today. It's ridiculous. And I want to be able to have a channel that people who are not in the know, don't want to be in the know, but they want to talk about sprint car racing. You know, if you go into a podcast that's full of crew chiefs and you ask questions, you're going to be made a fool immediately because you don't know like they do. Other people need a place to go to talk about dirt track racing, specifically in the Pacific Northwest, because it's huge. My local track is Skagit Speedway. I've been going to Skagit Speedway for years and years since I was a kid. Back in, I think the first race that I went to was in the late 80s. When I was, mid to late 80s, I must have been 10, 11 years old, maybe. was my first ever race. It's been off and on for years. So Stacy and I love going. We started going regularly, I think 2 years ago, but more regular now just because of the love of it. So we're gonna start this podcast and see what happens. So it's gonna be a ride. It's buckle up time. So I even have some guests lined up, content ready to go, graphics done, social media has been created. So it's basically, we're at the launching point now. So um, anyway, if anybody's curious, I'll talk about why podcasting. I do have some experience with it from previous podcasts I've done and been guest a part of for another, for collectors and things of that nature. And so I want to kind of take that expertise to the racing side of everything. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.